Well, just a minute and I'll give you the story, but I'm telling you first I had to give him all the money I had on me, and it wasn't exactly mine.
Test, 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 test.
I wish I could do something to help you too.
What's going on? I hope you all can hear me okay over the music. You can let me know if my voice isn't at the right volume according to the music. But what's going on? Hey, what's up, Mike? Long time no see. I feel like the last time I saw you, it was like over a decade ago. But I'm just tossing that number out there. Hope you're having a good day. I hope the levels are good again. If you can let me know, you're one of the first people in here, so you can help me sound check. Like, I want the music to kind of come in after when I'm not talking, you know what I mean, while I'm drawing, and then but you know, still be able to hear me. Yeah, for real, man. 2009. Holy shit, really? Where did you move to again? You moved, right? Is that what happened? 2009. Holy fuck. How old was I? That was a year before I graduated high school. Yeah, so junior year, huh? I hope life's been treating you well, man. I haven't done drawing a day in a little while. Partly due to working on other things, partly due to taking a break, partly due to recalibrating. But I want to try to get back on a regular schedule with it again because I miss it, and I really enjoyed it when we had it going. I'm not gonna really do like episode 2, episode 3, episode 4, season this, season that anymore, because it just got too obnoxious to organize. So what I'm gonna do is just label it whatever I want the day that I'm streaming and just go for it. Music a little soft. I'd raise both voice and sound a tad. Got it. Alright, sound up a tad. And voice up a tad. Yeah, crazy. Moved to Cali, Arizona, and back to RI. Yeah, stopped drawing for a while. I just started getting back into it. Shit, dude. That's a journey. It's a big circle. I moved to Tennessee around 2015. To be honest. But when I got here, I was like, yeah, I see what y'all are talking about. Anyway, I got this new pen recently. I've been trying to find a new favorite fountain pen, and that's, man, one of the hardest things to do is to find a new favorite thing. I already have one, but it's a bit fine. I wanted something a little more coarse for bigger drawings. So I'm gonna try a drawing with it today for fun. I got it filled up with my favorite ink, and gonna go at it here. Inspired a lot by Jean Girard's art lately. I mean, I've been inspired by him for a while, but like, you know how it is. You kind of go back and forth from visiting your idols and not looking at them for a while and going back and then kind of noticing things you didn't before. But I think what it is I appreciate different artists for different things. Like Jean Girard, he's like one of the best, I think, at Tangled it, pointing down. Been playing a lot of Skyrim lately. Been inspired by a lot of the scenes in there. How could I not, right? The only thing I don't like about this pen, it doesn't have a snap for like the cap going on the back, so it eventually just falls off. I'm just gonna draw without it. One thing I don't like. I like when a little bit more length to the pen, so it's a bit short, but old time's sake. Do you remember stick fights? That's one thing I always think about when I think about you, because you were like one of the 12 involved. I don't know. I'm gonna stop being so indecisive with which is the angle going this way. Make decisions. I'm also going to try to keep the detail to a minimum here. And I'm going to allow this bridge to be cut off a little bit by the frame. Picture a little path here. Kind of making up some plant life. Trying again to really average out these shapes to just make them distinct. It's something I've been really challenging myself on lately, and I am not there yet, so definitely making mistakes, and in my own head as I'm drawing I'm being like, oh, that's not quite what I was going for, you know, even though I'm not saying it out loud. However, the more I do it, the easier it gets. It's probably a cliche thing to say, but it's true. And I know it's probably tiny for some to see. Just, I guess if I zoomed in, I can't really move it because of the way it's set up on my desk right now, so I'm just gonna roll like this for today. Okay, so we got this other part to this bridge here. I was just picturing a rock here. Maybe even a few. And a bush. Interrupting that rock. And possibly also sticking out from behind the rock. Okay. Sort of put these like cone things on it. Also trying to draw without guidelines these days and sort of picture the grid, you know? Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's an incredibly long focus in my opinion. Yeah. Are you talking about the contour stuff? I took to be a fan of stippling for some reason. My mom is super into the stippling, man. She loves that style. I've done a few stipple drawings in my day. Need a lot of patience for that style. So what kind of bridge is it, huh? Just like a simple stone one. I don't want it to not be too big. Got a little bit of the coffee shakes going on. I do like this pen so far, I must say. I don't care if this turns like this bridge turns a little bit like kind of pudgy and miniature. And so we've crossed over our halfway point, so now the 3-point lean is going to start going a little bit the other way. Yeah. A little stream, you know, like I'm picturing like one of those little bridges that would be in like someone's yard, you know what I mean? And this is kind of like right at the halfway point. It almost should just pretty much be what I'm trying to say, straight up and down vertical. I'll check in if you look awesome. Dude, appreciate you hopping in anyway. Thank you. I'll see you around, man. Good to hear from you. After that art project in 10th grade, I did of Tupac. I just loved it. I think I remember that, dude. Sorry, I missed that comment. It's good to be back. It's good to be back drawing, guys. Let's see if we can get the streak. Now, one thing I'm not happy with is drawing these about the same size. They need to be a little bit smaller, but that's okay. I'm gonna get the railing going here. Something like that. And this line ain't quite right. Trying to just create some overlap with plants and stuff. And again, you know, I know this stream is kind of random, but didn't really have a day could pick, so I just decided I would stream when it felt right, and I guess it just felt right. Forgot my little cones on top here. Let this rock go into the stream a little bit. But I still want the edge of the stream to kind of come back. I feel like it's one of those like dense, like stone bridges or something. Man, I'm telling you, I got the major coffee shakes in my hand right now. It's no joke. Hey, what's going on? T-Duck, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Welcome to the stream. I don't know if chat's working, but thank you for hopping in, checking it out. Back trying to do drawing of the day again. And today's drawing is heavily inspired by certain works of Jean Girard, one of my favorite artists. Essentially practicing. But I hope you all like to draw because it's fun and relaxing. And I hope you all are drawing too. Or at least relaxing. Right about here is where, you know, things will be straight up and down. These should lean a little more. I don't want all these to be too defined. Especially going out more. Anyway. The challenge to myself is to, again, I'm already putting too much detail in this bridge. I'm stopping to adding lines. I just want to be simpler. Well, I want to be detailed, but I want to put it only where it counts. Just exactly as much as I need. I think that's what he did so well. If I was to guess where this hit the ground, it's about here. So I'm gonna just place the bridge. Try to be fearless. I'm gonna sort of make up a spindle shape here. feel like there's a bevel on the rock slightly, you know what I mean? It's not like a perfect corner. That's why I'm kind of drawing a second outline next to it, like that. Any ideas? If you guys see where this could go, I'm open to ideas. I mean, that's the whole fun to it to me, having you guys add to it. I'm just gonna kind of, all I know is there's a stream going under this bridge. I've established that, so. I guess I'm getting used to the pen being short. It's not my favorite feeling. Honestly, I like when like the pen is like probably around that length. The way it sits in my hand. I feel like I'm kind of holding it like this. So. I'm gonna try to make these look the same. Enough. No promises though. God damn, my hand is so shaky right now. Which, because this arches, I'm realizing now that they have to be getting a little bit longer in the middle here, but so this cylinder will be directly vertical. We're right in the center, pretty much. I'm calling them cylinders, but it's my brain thinking out loud. Calling out the basic shape of what I'm drawing, basically, because it helps me. Adding too much lineage for my liking here. Try to tone it down. Just gonna keep saying that in my head. Too much lines, too many lines. Describe the object in less. Okay. It was a little off. More like something like that. Getting my fair share of cube and perspective practice on this one, huh? This idea. You can see it overlap there a little bit, I think. Or kind of show over that pillar. Yeah, I remember to start my time lapse this time. Okay, so how many did we do here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna attempt to keep the same amount. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. 4 is number 4 is Trying to remember, even though these are small little spindles here, to abide by that 3-point. Luckily, I've worked these out right above it, so I think I'm already squeezing too much in here. Let's see, we're gonna have more on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, it's okay. We'll have an extra guy. Fancy ass bridge for no reason. Surprised Steph hasn't hopped in here yet, or maybe she has, but she's being stealthy. All right. I'm happy enough with that. It's crazy ass bridge. Just happy. So glad to see you here. How's your day, man? Steph. Don't know what I'm drawing today. Open to suggestions. We started with a little stream bridge here. Basically, I just wanted to kind of practice strengthen my style. Trying to stay within a style. Pretty much that artist I showed you earlier, Steph. Gene Gerard. I'm just inspired by him lately and trying to apply the things that I like from his work to my work right now. Which for the most part is averaging shapes out to simpler shapes, only giving as much detail as I need. Clear layers, clear overlapping, clear shapes, you know, good, all that good stuff. Enjoying every moment. Hey man, that's something that we all need to learn how to do. Because really, we're only ever here, right now, smelling those roses. That I brought you. Where is this bridge heading? I have no idea. Just kind of wanted to start the drawing, so. By the way, guys, I've given up on the whole this platform, that platform. Watch wherever the frig you want. Wherever you enjoy it the most. I'm just gonna stream to all three all the time. I don't care that it costs me money. It's just simpler. Like today, I found this playlist that says it won't be a copyright strike, but you know how that goes. I will bet money that after this stream I will go check on one of the three and we'll be muted at one point. So let me know if I get muted, and I apologize if so. Supposedly this is all okay music. I just met with a friend, which was nice, and going out for bowling and dinner with a couple sets of friends tonight for my wife's pre-birthday celebration. Oh, nice, man. I love a good game of bowling, man. I'd come with you and bowl too if I could. I enjoy a good old game of bowling. Yeah, this is a rock too, I've decided. Essentially, I'm trying to like do like the style I'm slowly trying to craft that I just love in my brain is like a Bob Ross style of painting, but with like drawn illustratively like this, you know, painted in. I plan on getting the watercolor out today. We'll see. If it gets too late, I won't. I was working on your painting earlier, Stephanie, so I'm spending most of my art energy on that to get it done. So, be working on that and then streaming. I don't know why this ring's here, but it is. This pen's nice though, I'm liking it so far. Sometimes it gets a little weird on the angles, but every good question, Stephanie. By the way, I have my noise cancellation off, which I don't normally do. It's designed to like just pick up when I talk, but I realized that like sometimes it's probably better to hear all the sounds going on. So there might be a little bit more noise in the mic. So, abandoned castle. I like it. I like it. I feel like immediately you just made me want to, by saying that, you made me want to put, this sort of, so now we're going above the horizon now. You just immediately made me picture this gate over here. Let's have some bushes. I'm trying to like simplify those bush shapes now, almost to a rock shape. Where you can see I have a little bit more wiggle in my bush shapes up here, but again, I'm practicing reducing, experimenting,
You just gotta realize that everybody's
decimating
gonna
my
be on
detail.
your tail from 5 o'clock until the day you die.
A flock of dragons. I was waiting for one of those. uh, if it's abandoned, I feel like it'd be a little overgrown, right? That's why I love when you guys toss me ideas. I start telling stories in my head, and then it immediately becomes easier to draw. So don't be shy, you know. If it's unrealistic to add, you know, Stephanie knows I'll deny you. But I try. I'm trying to draw a like sort of evergreenish tree here. Guess I could probably get it a little closer, couldn't I? It's about as close as I can get before it's like I just have to adjust this. There we go. Oh wow, it like slowly adjusted for me. That's cool. Ooh, right there. Not touching it. I'm gonna cut this wall off with another one of these like evergreens. Make it a fat one. That's a rock. You'll just barely see the top of this wall, but it'll disappear right about there. Oops. Just headbutted my time-lapse cam. Badgie77, switch to YouTube and I have no sound. Weird sound on vids, but no sound in live. Really? I could have gotten muted. Let me see. Thanks for pointing that out. Let me check. I'm just gonna mute the music here, guys, real quick and just keep my voice for a second. Just so you don't lose me while I check shit. Right now I can hear myself on YouTube. Is that better, Badgie? Okay, back on Facebook, the sound is better. Why? So, but on YouTube, I'm listening on YouTube right now. It sounds fine to me. Can someone go check YouTube again? It should be fine. No sound on YouTube for you? What in the world? I'm getting sound on YouTube. Would you mind checking one more time, Bad? Or did you already? No sound on YouTube for you. Okay. I can listen to sound on regular vids, no problem, but when not getting any sound on live, it must be me. Sorry. No, I think that's... You just checked again and the sound's back? On YouTube, Steph, just now? Oops. Alright, well... It's working for you now too, holy schnit. Well, my guess is I just muted the music that I was using. I had a feeling. I had a feeling that that music playlist was gonna burn me. No, no, it's good. I don't want to be muted on YouTube. I'm just checking my Facebook now and seeing if... Because Facebook's a good telltale sign. If you get muted on Facebook, that's the first place you get muted. I'm going to pause my time lapse while I'm figuring this out. Sorry, let's get back to drawing here really, really quick. Yeah, no, it doesn't say I'm muted on Facebook. So... And I can hear myself on Facebook. Alright, well, we're just going to go with the beautiful sound of my voice instead. And I guess just take away all the risks of that happening. Because, boy, let me tell you, am I tired of streams crashing. I feel like these poles will be shorter. They're like support beams, you know what I mean? I got a little liney here, but my pen kind of got stuck in a groove on me. Nothing I could do. Okay. So instead of that curve, I feel like I should just keep going that way. Okay. Thing is, I've actually, from what I've drawn, I've moved my horizon up a little higher to like there. If I was being honest. Yeah. It happens. Abandoned castle, huh, Steph? See what we can do. So now that I moved the horizon a little bit, we are going to see the top of this wall a little bit more. Be more like this. I'm just checking my YouTube again. Y'all have me paranoid. Okay, it's still working. Alright. Can y'all still hear my voice? Did I mute that on accident? That's still there, right? Restart my time lapse before I forget. Take a sip of coffee. Yes, I'm drinking coffee at 5:30 because sometimes it's that boost I need to get me through the day, you know what I mean? Do you guys remember 5-Hour Energy? Did people start like dying from that or something? Because I haven't heard about it in a while. It was like all over the TV and then it disappeared. Did like studies come out about it? I feel like this castle has some like overgrown shit going on. You know what I mean? Okay. Sorry if my arm blocks that light sometimes. I realize it's happening. It's just the setup I got. You totally made my Friday afternoon by deciding to stream. That makes me happy. It makes my late afternoon better to know that. Just about the end of my afternoon. It's safe to say it's probably the evening at this point. Sorry for that mic noise. I had to move it. Yeah. So I guess this is turning into be like a yard, like this area here. I'm just gonna do the grass marks. And this is gonna be water. Let's do the watermarks too. And I'm gonna be taking a different coloring approach on this, hopefully. There's always a chance, you know, that I'll just like jump ship and go with old technique, but the reason why I'm trying to separate everything so cleanly with my lines is so that I can just come in and sort of color it in. Like I'm even drawing in like what I want to be this tone and what I want to be this tone. Like these different shades of these different bushes that are separated, I want them to be different colors, if that makes sense. But very like graphically almost. If I had my like screen share set up right now in stream, I'd show you what guy I'm talking about. But you know, then maybe I shouldn't, because he'll make me look bad. I'm just kidding. You gotta learn from the greats. And so we got another beam support behind this tree, and then another one will probably be here, but it'll start leaning now towards the right because of my third vanishing point, my vague one. I'm just trying to keep a vague one. Exactly. That's a good way to put it. It's like drawing your own coloring book, but detailed, you know? It actually it ends up kind of being fun to color like that. Like when I set myself up for it like that, if that makes sense. I'm going to try to just do the same thing with the water. So what I mean by that is kind of have these distinct swirly water lines. And again, same concept, color them in later on when we get to that point. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the super painterly style. No doubt. That's never gonna go away for me. Oh, trap myself in a corner here. Water all moves with itself, so water starts looking weird when the lines don't move with each other, if that makes sense. I probably created a little too many eddies, which are like these swirls that happen in corners, but it's more just that you can like just tell like that's water because it has such a different texture and such a different shape. Like pre-color, I want it to be readable, and then color will just make it that much more readable. Hopefully. I'm seeing a tree here in my mind's eye. And this tree, in fact, will rise above the horizon here. I'm gonna keep it simple, though. Just the leaf shapes of it. Hey, love. Hi. Kirsten is now home. And here's the part I was talking about earlier where I'm like, how to approach this tree shape. Pretty happy with the branches so far, and I just can't mess up the leaves. Try to make it one connected line. And we're gonna start just barely seeing underneath the tree here. Because, like I said, it's gone above the horizon. Pretty much that, like that's how simple I want it to be. Like, this could probably add a little bit more definition there. Yeah, you know, I'm not even touching it, just like that. And this castle wall now will start vanishing down towards the horizon. Or something. If I still remember how to draw. Love the style of mixed media. Yeah, I'm growing to it being like my end game, honestly. It's like I find myself not wanting to draw any other way. Captures color how I want, captures line how I want. I think that's every artist's journey, though. You kind of go through a lot of mediums and arrive at what you found to be the most satisfying. Just gonna have this wall like kind of disappear now. Probably able to see a little too underneath the tree, but it's fine because trees lean. They're not perfect telephone poles on the ground all the time. But as long as I have another tree coming in over here to kind of counter it, it'll be good. How you doing? Good. Good work day. You can be heard way better on the mic now, just for the record, because no more voice cancellation. I decided I don't like when you can't hear like the scratchy of the pen. Okay.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So
Okay.
you guys will hear everything. The kitties meowing, the fans turning on. Dogs barking out in the neighborhood. It was kind of almost good, like the voice recognition, it just ends up being a little too strong. But it's pretty good. So we're probably, yeah, that's Marcy, if anyone can hear that squeak. Nickname's Chicken, 'cause she's scared of everything. Yeah. See, that line was not how I wanted it to come out, but now it's there, and the color will take it the rest of the way. So now past this line, I need to subtract detail again from my line work, once again. This has to be a tree, though. A little more rounded below the horizon, I think. A little bigger. And then these are yard trees, so they're pretty well kept. Not like weird overgrown forest trees that are like fighting for light. Tend to be a little more decrepit and weird looking. I did in fact restart my time lapse. Good, just checking. Don't want the trees to be the same. Sometimes I do that on accident. So a challenge I've just created for myself is that this tree is probably going to have to steal the outline of this tree and do that as like a fix. Here's where I tend to like make decisions I don't like in the lines, but I'm gonna try anyway. Where there's sort of like a split that happens in the branches, you know what I mean? Or they kind of like show up again, disappear back in. Kind of like that. Make that another layer. We'll have to figure out what this cross is happening about over here. Now it's starting to get fancy. See, it's always a risk. But I'll roll with it. Maybe color will save us later. It's always the risk of trying to design with pen. So you might not like what you come up with at first. Something like that I'll figure it out a little bit later. Get another tree and put another tree here. And then we have these bushes kind of as the backdrop of the forest. Not really a forest, but just like kind of going into the woods of the yard. And probably see a hint of the fence peeking here. Have another support beam. Something like that. We want this horizon going through the middle of the fence, which roughly it is. The horizon is one of those two dots. Generally, it doesn't have to be laser perfect as long as everything kind of abides, but like vanishing to the horizon, I mean. Alright. Real quick, guys. Now that we've finished that mid ground, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. I've had to pee actually for a little while now. So, thank you so much for hanging out thus far. I'll be back in a couple minutes, and hope to see you when I get back. Here are some paintings and an intermission screen, and it's gonna be silent because apparently I got auto muted earlier from the music I was playing. It was worth a try. Hey, thanks for sticking around if you did. Continuing our drawing here. Let's see. Setting something up on the side. All right. So, pictured this being like a gated house. Because I mean, hell, if you have enough money to buy a castle, you're probably gonna have one of those fancy gates, right? Almost didn't abide by my 3-point perspective there. All right. So. This wall, I feel like, will have another section to it. Like this. And like picturing it up on a hill, and this needs to vanish like drastically suddenly. Like the size of this fence needs to get real small real quick. Like I'm saying, like that. And stop there for a second. There's some bushes along the way. And I picture there sort of being another threshold to this castle. So like another gate, but like see how far away it is. Because if I put the castle right behind this wall, it'd look too tiny, I think. So I guess that's the problem I'm trying to solve. And so you should probably go up a little bit more. Just let, oops, that wall go wherever. Alright, I'll worry about the background over here in a minute. Forgot to restart my time lapse, but it's alright, it wasn't that long. Won't even notice it. And the only other thing I would say is there would be a path, right? So I think some of it would be overlapped by like decorative walkway bushes, because that's what this person that lived at this castle liked on their walkway, apparently. Something like that, I don't know. I don't know how to draw abandoned castles anymore. First time. It's almost like that wasn't supposed to curve down, so I need to do like another wall that sort of is just like, here's the land. And at this point, we just need to imply like the fence posts. If anything, that was a bigger fence than this one, which it's close enough. It's close enough. Like literally, like in distance on the field, to like be the same size. I think what really makes it what it is when it juts over the top of the line slightly because of those spikes. And spread them out as we get to here, and we'll still see a little bit of the post until probably they get, oops, like that. Okay. So there's a gate here. And the land will crop up over the back here. Otherwise it wouldn't make sense. So, okay, last layer. Oh, and now we have a cat in my lap here. Hello, Corky. What are you doing? Now he's gone. It's kind of like a picture, you know, when you see those farms out, way out, and they have like all the sections of fencing. Way too big. I think we just have fantasy-esque mountains way in the back. Here's where I really have to nail it in one line. Evelyn, what's going on? Good to see you in here. Thanks for joining in. You are in Drabble. I'm not sure what that means. What does you in Drabble mean? Is that a typo? Either way, I love you too. I understood that part of the message. I'm guessing it was a typo. A little bit of a walkway edge, I'm guessing. Some bricks, maybe. I don't know. Just seemed a little plain to me. Alright. I need a sip of coffee. And that's like all the detail I want in those lines back there. Castle. Castle time. Uh-huh. We have to silhouette a castle, though. For the most part.
What was the inspiration for Castle today?
Stephanie.
Nice.
I was kind of just starting with basically, Kirsten over here asked what was the inspiration for the castle today. And in case you couldn't hear, I was starting out with a bridge, and basically Steph topped in and was like, how about an abandoned castle for the background?
How about it?
And I was like, sure.
Cool. Just curious. I missed the beginning.
Yeah, it's got started relatively quickly. Didn't know what to draw, but sometimes those are the funnest ones. Started with this line here on top of that cube. That's where we started. Now we're here. Kelsey Cole, hey, what's going on? Good to see you here. Thank you so much. There needs to be like a silo or whatever you want to call it here. That's a farm thing, right?
Silent.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. I don't know it is, but I don't know if it can be another thing.
Gotcha. I'm gonna turn my pen over. I want these lines to be thin. They're a little thick. How's your day treating you, Kelsey? Sorry for the quiet, silent vibes. We had music going earlier, but then apparently my YouTube stream got like muted, and then when I turned the music off, moments later, it was magically unmuted.
Oh,
I wonder why. I wonder
it's a mystery.
why. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. Already too much detail on the castle. Stop, Jokum. Triangle. Boom. Flag. Done. This castle is at least, let's say, like 1 football field. 1 football field. 2 football fields away. Can't complain. Busy, busy. How have you been? Glad you can't complain. That's a good place to be. I'm good. Lots of chapter shifts and transitions over the last 3 months, but I feel like I'm arriving at the smoke is settling part of all that, which is nice. That's why I haven't been streaming as much lately, but I have a vigor about it. I can feel it again. I want to re-stream. Get back into streaming. Games and all. Realize I think too much about if the stream's gonna be good, like the content and stuff, and it'll just help me to just stream whatever, all these different channels. And I think YouTube will be like the diverse channel where you get it all. Facebook mostly art. So actually what I should have done is have a little bit of perspective in this wall. And maybe with gouache we'll fix that later. Shh, I never said that. The end game goal is to like get the line drawings down so good that you just color them in with watercolor and they're done. Oh boy. I'm gonna turn off my heater, it's getting a little warm in here. You let me know if you get cold, I'll just turn it back on. Nice. Sort of like that, and then sort of like that. I'm just making up a castle here. I don't know what I'm doing. It's like the traditional castle, the pointy pillars and the like serrated railings. I don't know if serrated is the right word, but like they have like little posts like that, you know. They look like defensive, but they're really not doing much. I mean, there's probably a purpose to them. Medieval times, I just don't know. A little line here just to indicate a lip. Let's have, oh, hi, Marcy. Got a kitty in my lap again. You can hang out there. Here, like, I'll zoom out so you. She's underneath. The exposure isn't allowing you to see that. She's lap snuggling, which is fine. You can lap snuggle, Marcy. Cause she's sweet about it, you know. She like just stays out of your way. Corky, Mr. Demanding, must have all of your attention,
Both hands.
or it doesn't count. For those of you who have cats, you know how particular they can be. I know, it's not an ideal one, Marcy. You're so sweet. Do you like the castle?
She's Marceline the Kitty Queen.
She is Marceline the Kitty Queen, that's her nickname. Yeah. I'm picturing like two skinny pillars here with like the castle thingies on them, and then having like a sort of bridge between them. It's kind of just inspired in my mind from playing Skyrim. I just like picture how they sort of connect towers sometimes. And the reason why I'm not really vanishing down the edges of this castle too much is like because the farther away something gets, like super far away, you don't see the warp as much. Like, yeah, this edge of this wall is kind of going away from us, but it's so far that it's going to be more flat than it would be if it was up close. Like, it could have... Like, here's my mess up right here, the drawing, right? We can fix it with paint. There's always one. Maybe someday I'll do an ink drawing without having to hide some line. That's pretty much it. And basically, I just picture some clouds. But how do I want them moving in? I picture some really simple clouds. But like wispy ones. Like, I want to demonstrate some air current in the atmosphere. But how? I'm just fixing this line over here. Sort of just like I almost want them to be cartoony. I know, Marcy. Y'all can hear her meowing probably. I'm drawing, Marcy. I can't move. What do you want me to do? Apparently my lap wasn't the lap for her today. But I don't blame her. It's kind of scrunched underneath my desk right now.
Not an optimally like hole.
No. Sort of like that. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out when they're like white and the sky's blue or something. But again, you know, trying to average out like shapes. All right, let's color it. Templeton Thompson, what the heck? Good to see you here. Wow. So amazed by you, our amazing rock star, superstar, superhero brother. Long time no see. Yes. How's the music going? Y'all still, you and Sam still rocking the duo? Tell Sam I said hey. Good times, man. Some of the best memories of my life and Route 40 were playing those White Bluff shows. I gotta say, that sound system was just impeccable, and the room was just such a good listening room. Like, if there was a favorite place to play my originals, it was White Bluff Civic Center, because I just feel like you could hear every little note. Okay, let's break out the watercolors. And where's my brush? Where's my brushes? My brushes are actually in the other room, so I will be right back. I'm just gonna grab them quick. All right, got the brushes. Ta-da! And I think my weapon of choice will be this one. Medium-sized round brush. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go one size smaller. Small round brush. Won't take long to get to where it's tiny spaces. Alright. Managed to actually have my water this time. Can't tell you how many times on a stream I've gone to paint and been like, oh, I don't have my cup of water there.
Last time we had the water, but not the brushes.
Yeah. Yeah. Replace one with the other.
Can't be too prepared.
Mm-mm. It's against the rules.
Yes.
So I do not know what's going on with my blue over here, but obviously something contaminated it. Wait a sec. Need more light. There you go. There's like brown on top of it. It's probably from my last painting. Because I mix everything. Actually looks more blue to y'all than it does for me in real life. Alright. Yeah, don't you think about it, Panther Boy.
He's looking.
I know.
What are you doing?
Cat's thinking about jumping on top of the streaming table right now, and that would be a very bad idea, wouldn't it? Corky. Well, yeah, clearly I didn't give a crap about my colors mixing. My white is all yellow. Gonna take me a second to just add water until I can get down to the yellow here. So I started with an ultramarine blue, which is kind of like more of a brown blue right now, gray blue, because of the color that was on it, but I'm gonna roll with it. Okay. I don't have a palette camera set up right now. I'm just getting white, lightening up that blue, and then water, which is like another form of white in watercolor. All right. Trying to decide if I want to. Let's do an experiment. Let's do coloring book style. I'm not gonna do a wash. I'm gonna try to just literally be like this. I just want to see how it looks. Let me think really quick. I'm gonna put a few more colors on my palette actually, really fast. So they're ready to go, which it's basically just going to be two lighter versions of what I just made. Okay. And we'll find out if I learned how to color in the lines in kindergarten. Basically, it'll be making sure I don't have too much water in the tight spots on my brush. And I don't know how this is going to turn out. Like, y'all are watching me experiment today. Just okay. I've learned to move quickly with watercolor, particularly on the transition gradient side of things. So like if you want your color to blend into one another, I recommend getting to the next color quick, or you'll run out of lives and game over. And that's an example of using too much water. Let's just pray that I can control it here. That already needs to be going to the blue, so I'm just gonna grab blue and see, like, while it's already wet, just let the blue go right into it. Also, the quicker you go, the more even the washes can be. That's something I'm still very bad at, is even washes. Like I don't even know how Gerard did it. It was like his work came out of a printer. No, I've gone and done it. Where's my edge here? Let's start the blue again here. In the clouds, I don't necessarily want them to all be described by closed shapes. So I can maybe get a little skippy. So actually that needed to be yellow, didn't it? This white is so contaminated. This is so cool. Are you using acrylic water or watercolor to color in our commission? Acrylic, because it's canvas. But this is watercolor. Obviously, because I've said it 100 times. I guess it's working out that this white is yellowy. I just do not have enough light in here right now. But we'll just use that as the palette, because I feel like sometimes I'll turn the lights on and then like the colors look different and then I get all messed up. Now, what color is this? I just want a little. Definition on the clouds. But they must be lighter. Okay. Gonna stick with this atmospheric blue here for the castle. And essentially I'm gonna wash the castle first with a power washer, pressure washer. No, I'm with the blue color. Like pretty much this castle is just all one color. Because if I go any crazier than that, it'll start moving towards us in depth. See, like here's where a wash would have benefited over the whole thing, is there would have already been a yellow highlight here. But since we're kind of being like acrylic watercolor, as in like we're using watercolor but applying it in an acrylic fashion, it actually works out kind of well anyway, because it's wet mixing. But I don't want to mess up the blue too much. I wish watercolor went on canvas. Honestly, it's... I've had that thought before, and it resulted in me buying, like, a gigantic watercolor paper that I'm looking forward to doing some on. I've recently gone bigger, and it's 2 steps up from that. So this mountain needs to be like super light green yellow, basically. And something I'm still getting used to is how watercolors are always lighter than they go on after they dry. I'll still have that little rush, like, oh no, it's too dark. But then, it's fine. So hopefully, I can make the mountain that's closer than this green one, a little more blue and a little more dark. And just maintaining coloring book here. The flatter I can get these, the better. I'm gonna start allowing more texture in the wash as I get closer. There we go, slightly more blue, and then pure blue. That's Mobius right there. Those two mountains, the way that came out, that's exactly what I'm going for. Very clear shapes separated by two very clear distances in the color. And his name isn't Mobius, by the way, it's Jean Girard. It's just he did a work called Mobius that made him famous. It was like a comic or something, I believe. And honestly, that's not like what I like the most about him. It's his like other stuff. Even though it's ridiculously masterful comic work, which is one of the hardest types of art. You know, like Marvel storyboarding quality stuff. That mountain could have gone a shade darker. Like that. All right. Y'all are so quiet in chat tonight. We'll get the momentum going again. No one knows I'm streaming. Huh?
Secret streaming.
Secret streams. Now I want to combine this blue and yellow and get myself some green.
Is that how we're gonna roll?
It is.
Wow.
Ain't that a thing?
It's a thing.
But I want to make sure that I create this green from the colors I've already used. So that the sky becomes friends with our grass here.
Oh.
And we can up the satch, as in saturation. And be careful to not touch this fence, because this fence has an important role in this drawing.
Oh.
In separating the grass from the closer grass.
Are they not friends? So the sky and the grass get to be friends, but not the grass and the closer.
Yeah, the closer grass and the farther grass are not friends in color. I mean, they are, but not as much as the sky. Oh, our cat plays the guitar now,
Yeah.
apparently. That was a B, Corky. Good job.
He's played the piano many times, but
Yeah, he's a piano kitty, but you thinking about picking up the guitar? Piano's not the one.
I guess he's just testing it out.
And the fence will also serve as a good edge between, like, oh, that's that yard and that's that yard. Which is good. It's good for you. This grass will be more blue because it's being shaded from the hill. and it's not friends with the sun.
Oh.
This grass right here is more friends with the sky than it is with the sun. And same thing with the back half of this hill. I'm just grabbing a little blue from the blue side of my palette and adding it until I feel like it's right. That's something I think I've made a change about a while back that I haven't turned back from since, which is the way I set up my colors on my palette. Before, I used to be a smorgasbord and kind of just put them everywhere, but now I am careful to have the warm colors on one side and the cool colors on another side. Not necessarily the darks and the lights on one side, but cool and the warm. I find it easier to separate those that way on the palette, and they communicate better on the palette, and they travel through each other on the palette more. As in, like, gradient wise. And the only colors I've used are white, yellow, and blue for this so far. Medium yellow, cadmium medium yellow, you'll normally see it called, and ultramarine blue. Well, good job, Noodler's ink. We know that it's waterproof. I tried a new ink in my fountain pen today. I was curious if it would be a nuisance or not, but it is bulletproof, as it says. That's the term. The slogan for it says washes off plastic with water and bulletproof on cellulose was the ad. And let me tell you, I did not see one line move or budge. Some ink, you'd like immediately touch it with the water and it just spreads. Okay, more green. A more saturated, darker green we're going to need for this lawn. Not by a lot. I'm still adding white. White is my desaturation tool. The only place you see super ultra 100% saturation is like cartoons, like kid shows, kid toys. Very rare bugs and like poisonous frogs in nature, stuff like that. This didn't turn green enough for me. There we go. I'm working with low light on my palette and high light on my painting right now, so it's throwing me off a little. Did you just say something about my stream?
I'm switching over to. I was watching on Twitch, but
Cool.
it looks like all your comments are coming from YouTube. So
It's fine. You know, I'll announce. I announced that at the beginning of the stream. Just remind me to bring it up again. Like, I'm over like where you watch. Watch wherever the hell you want. Like, it's becoming too much of a hassle to be like, go here, go here, go there. I'm just gonna always be on all three, and wherever you have the most fun. If you want to be on Twitch because you like this silly joke head, then go on Twitch. If you want to be on YouTube because everyone's there, be on YouTube. It's whatever you want to do, but. There we go, I'm gonna roll with that. Color in the lines. I'm gonna go with more Viridian green, which just means it is blue in it. More blue than red for these bushes, because they're evergreen in my mind, and evergreen is like more oceany green, believe it or not, than it is sap green. Sap green is red oriented and Viridian green is blue oriented. I think I'm saying it right, Viridian. I don't literally know what the word Viridian means.
we can find out.
I don't know if that's like a name for a green or if that's just like a thing in nature that's maybe it's like, I feel like it'd be like the name for a certain type of body of water or something, but that's all I got. Plus the cool thing about the difference between Viridian green or blue type greens and red type greens is they really stand out from each other. Like if you're like trying to get some variety in your foliage toss some of those different greens in there because they'll separate nice.
Some Viridian variety, maybe, perhaps.
Yeah, Viridian variety.
Viridian just means a chrome green pigment that is the hydrated oxide of chromium.
Well then,
Yeah, we know.
copy and paste that in chat. Jeez, I don't remember how to say that. So we have a premixed Viridian green, but we can just get it by using these same three colors. And we just make sure that there's more blue in the green than there is yellow or whatever. Like this side of the hill is like that kind of green, but it's going to be more intense than that. Which I'm going to create another spot on my palette to make that happen. Actually, gotta bring it into the light. So there's a Viridian green happening right there. It's getting there. It's still a little sappy. There it is. And then what I'll do is I'll take my medium yellow white mix and sort of bring it out into it like that. And that'll give me like multiple shades for my trees. That's what I love about watercolor, man. You can get those multiple shades on your palette like that, like instant almost. I'm gonna add a hair of white. Alright. I'm gonna start on the lighter side, warmer side. Which in this instance my warm side is the lighter side. That's not like a rule. You can have warm shadows. If you have a fiery red sky, you're going to have warm shadows on your rocks and your trees. And you'll want the shadow colors to be red. I'm going to test it on this bush here first. Different enough, so I'll roll with it. What I think I'll have to do is come in with another layer. Like that, you know. Set both those shades of green around it. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Too much water. I really want these trees to have their own color. And maybe I can even show you what I meant earlier by how like sap green next to Viridian green looks different. I'll make the bushes sap green. Those are the only cypress trees besides these bushes here. Looks like those little Christmas bushes. I don't know what else they would be. But they grow those little red berries on them. That was the wrong green there. I'm just gonna let that dry. I'm not gonna mess with that. I'm gonna move on for now. So I'm gonna get more yellow back on the palette. I'm scared of mixing in front of you because I don't want to get water on the painting, but I'll do it anyway. So here's one way to make sap green. And then you can just take, like, I think some of my gouache fell in my palette here over to the other side, which is fine. A little bit of red. That's not a little bit, that was too much. And mix that red into that green. Voila, sap green. Might even push it further. A little more red. Essentially, it's like, it almost looks like you're adding brown to your green. That's kind of what's happening. Okay. I'm gonna get some white, mix it on the top with some yellow for our sunny sap green. Okay. I'll let that dry while I move on to this tree here. Another spot where Agana made a mess with my lines, but I've learned. The scariest part about drawing is just sitting down and doing it. But I always learn something. This whole thing is just a tree. Gonna start this tree with a wash, layer it up, go from there with it, and get this base green down first. Still a little too wet to add the darker shade. This tree is ready though. Get some of this blue mountain color again. I missed this one little blue mountain tip here. Oh, that was just no color on my brush at all. Don't have my test paper nearby. Okay. Too much water again. This is where probably I could switch to a smaller brush, but I'm just gonna try to pull it off of this one. Alright, what color shall this castle wall be? feel like it would be like gray or something, right? Like some sort of brick. That was my palette squeaking on the desk. Apologize if that just ruined everyone's ears. It wasn't loud, but you know how microphones can be. What did I say? I was just gonna do the Coke Gray. That's what it was. Let's see what Earl Grey looks like on its own. Try this color. Being careful. Don't want to cross into that grass. Okay. Kind of like watercoloring this way more. Feels more controlled, even though I kind of have to babysit the colors more. Earl Grey seems to have like the slightest bit of like purple in it or something. Seems to be a warm gray. Making my own coloring book. Like that analogy. Feels like more simple and lighthearted to color too. Makes me think differently when I'm drawing my lines, which is fun. Like outlining. I like outlining the tones. Gonna try to keep some white edges where it counts. And even though this foreground is more detailed, I'm gonna keep the same principle. Just color in the spaces. Also trying to not leave any of those unintended white dots behind, which can happen. They're all over the place here. Which one easy fix I found is just get a little water, not too much, be careful, to kind of blend them in a little. Need to make more of my stone wall color. I think what I can do to shade this after this like base color is get some of that blue and darken it up in those spots. She's so cute.
Oh,
Cute little Marcy.
I'm overlooking her so I can get up.
Yeah,
She's like, "Be stuck."
you gotta. I really, really love how this style looks. I'm not sure what it is, but it's almost like realism and comics collided, if that makes sense. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm trying to find that like line work, but without it losing its realism. Yeah, so exactly. It's fun to draw too, and like, I think one thing that like I missed when I painted was like pen and ink drawing. Like since day one, that's been my favorite medium. Is pen and ink. Could probably even grab a little yellow here and like. Actually, no, because the sun's coming from behind it. I lied. Now I have, multiple, 5 to 10 different greens hanging out on my palette. And pretty much don't have to make any new greens anymore unless I have to be like drastic with it. It's kind of like how I did your Crystal Hunter painting, Steph, like I was saying earlier. Steph in chat, by the way, probably owns more of my artwork than anyone. Thankfully, I'm ever grateful. And I'm currently working on a commission for Steph. And it's very similar to this style, but it's 3x4 feet in size and much more detailed, but essentially keeping the same control. Hey, what's up, Vila, man? Good to see you. Thank you so much. We're trying a different style today. And some of these bushes over here, I think, can go darker because they're kind of in the holler of these trees, this undergrowth here. How you been, man? Sorry I haven't streamed in a while. I'm glad to be back. Needed to question my life for a few weeks. Hopefully the darker green sits on the bottom like that. It's kind of nice. Sometimes the watercolor just pulls up like that for you automatically. Like that wasn't on purpose. I'm allowing the watercolor to texture up, especially because all these bushes are close. And we'll be seeing more of the leafage within them, I would say. And these are rocks, not these, but these. And I want to make the rocks a little bit more reddish for their color, because then they'll blend too much with the stone wall, I think. Went a little over the edge there, didn't I? That's alright. Now once these all dry, I'll probably come back and darken the bottom of them. I guess the the castle doesn't look too abandoned stuff, but I mean, we can just... Looks in pretty good shape, doesn't it? But it's far away, so you know, we're not going to see the roughness too well. I guess what I could have done is made it like crumbled or something, you know. At first I was going to make this see-through, but I'm just going to make it a solid gate. Yeah, get more of this green again over here. Gonna make some higher saturated green here for the foreground. See how that fares. I honestly wanted it to be more saturated than that. And this bush layer right before the river will serve as our last barrier of saturation, like our threshold, where we will saturate even further, hopefully. Just trying to keep the wash even. Kind of reminds me of like doing the gray pens, you know, but color instead. And we will get to the tree shadows eventually. Like next time I can attempt to draw the tree shadows like how I've done for some of the other tones. I'm not sure if that would look right. Find out today on the episode of Drawing of the Day. The wash is getting a little uneven there. Quickly get some more watercolor on it. Okay. I got a little green on that shore there, but that's fine. Alright, getting to the river soon. I'm going to create some brown. I'm just testing it on another piece of paper over here. Just not quite there. All right. Let's see if that's the brown. It is now. And we'll let it be light like that for now and darken it. Layer it up. Ooh, go a little outside the line there. Okay. And I'm picturing, actually let me finish that. That'll do. All right. I know I'm blocking the light a little bit. I'm blocking it for myself too. It's just the only way I can get my hand in the right spot there. I'm just gonna get. Oops, I did not mean to mix that in there. Adding some shade to this tree. Could be more blue in there, if I was being honest. So I'm just trying to make sense of my particularly weird line work on this particular tree from earlier. Just adding vague tree shadows. Definitely would be darker over here. Just a little though. Okay, gonna get back to my gray over here. And mix some of this brown into it. That's where I can have a little more liberty and some details. So I added a little warmth into that gray for the rocks, basically. Kind of brings it towards granite almost. Just moving along on all these rocks while I have the color locked in on my palette. Which, as I said that, I ran out. Brown has the red in it, so. And I'm just going to go ahead and do all the rocks. I guess like in one way by doing it this way, you're like eliminating a layering step. So that's cool. Many layering steps. These were all rocks, I believe. Okay, did I miss any? Oh, that was part of this rock here. Okay. Cool. Alright, now I gotta step up the saturation one more level. Might go pre-mix green on this, honestly. Just bring it that extra level of chroma. Really trying to color in the lines here. I swear, like, the ink lines almost slightly repel the paint sometimes. This edge is important. May have gone a little too saturated, but it should be fine because of the way it lightens. Hopefully some of the white in that paper will come through. Definitely missed that line there. Alright. You make this almost look effortless. So much fun to watch. I'm glad Glad it's entertaining. It's starting to feel more effortless these days, which is very exciting. Sort of having that feeling like practice is paying off, you know? But it depends on the subject. Definitely doesn't always come together for me. I have to fight for it. But if you can see, I'm really trying to make these clear shapes between like the bush and the rock, you know, like ahead of time. And when I color them in, it's just immediately apparent, like. You know, this is one of those things I could spend hours on tweaking the colors and the shades and making it extra photorealistic. But it's been fun to kind of keep it somewhat cartoony colored, but, you know, add the hint of depth with graying out and stuff like that. I don't necessarily want to make all these bushes the same green, but the green is varying enough because of like the soup of colors on my palette right now that I'm not too concerned. See, the color of that green is blending with the grass a little too much, maybe. Actually, it's not that bad. Let's see, these are bushes. I'll tell you, once you work out this line drawing, there's an effortless feeling to coloring it in for sure. This would be fun to color in with colored pencils too afterwards. I just don't like the texture of colored pencils as much as paint, like the finished texture. Last thing ended up being that path. It's kind of like funny how the mediums make you work opposite, like because it's a line drawing, I have to do foreground first, but then like because you're painting it, you have to do background first, kind of. It's funny how that's like contradicting itself. Hey Susan, what's going on? You amaze me. Keep going. This looks fabulous. Thank you so much. Today we're going for something a little different. A little more kind of storybook style. Almost like cartoon background. How was your day, Susan? Were you over at the Arts Council at all? Just shopping. Nice. Like you're out and about right now shopping? I'm sure you and many others. Because of we all become Santa Claus one way or another. I mean, it's not like an end of the world if you cross over into another color, but the cleaner you can have it, I think the cleaner it'll all come together. Yep, ho ho ho. Yep, pretty much. Ho 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 indeed. Actually missed a rock right over here. I'm excited to see this style on a giant canvas, Stephanie. It's already been fun to draw something so big. Just feel like it's not normal to see this style on something so large. It's fun to put the two together. We'll get on this water in the stream here next. Okay. Cool. It's coming together. Missing some spots here. Tom! What the hell, dude? What's up, man? Dad! What's up, man? I think this style will look amazing that big. I think it's gonna look interesting, yeah. I've never seen it. I haven't seen it that big before. Because it's not like really like a pen or something that's like meant to have that much ink in it or paint that much. I've actually been using a brush and just like dipping right in the inkwell. Tom, it's such a rare moment for Tom to jump into a stream. The big painting or this one I'm doing now, Susan? I'm gonna make a little brown here. Wild to see your perspective art progress. It's dope to hear that you can see progression in it, man. It's like time I feel like passes so slow for me. I can't tell sometimes, but until I like retrospect after a year. But I feel like I've been on the search for like my style my whole life, like what I want to draw the most, how I want to draw the most, and this is the closest it's ever been. Medium wise, you know, like what tools I'm using. Dad's scaling it. Trying to keep it real, you know, since the snipe days. John Hebert's house. Throwing pennies and shot glasses. I'm just gonna make this brown. I'm mixing on my palette over here. Trying to make like a sandy brown. There we go. John Gable, what the hell? The rarest of the rarest show up and stream. Miss you stuck in a hole. Wait, right now? Sand that brown. Yeah, I'm sanding it up. Yeah, look at this. See that brown getting sandy right there? Yeah. John Gable, holy shit, you exist. To me, like John Gable's like the long lost bro of the crew. I don't know why. Just I don't know what happened to John Gable. He aliened. So Sandy, yes. Sandy enough. It just can't look like the tree bark over here. That's all. There we go. Just gonna roll with it, bro. John fucking Gable, dude. What the hell? Are you still in Rhode Island? Secrets versus compliments. Are you still in Rhode Island? Like, car shop about it? I mean, you gotta remember, like, I'm paused. Like, I paused John Gable progress at, like, 2013. I don't know anything of John Gable 2013 after. Like, 2014 after. Same thing with Tom, though. Tom's a secret year. You guys balling today? You guys ball today? Let's hustle it up at GMP. Come on, guy. Bro, it was compliments versus secrets. If there's anyone that talks in code more, I mean, let me say that better. There's no one I know that talks in code more than the Gloucester crew. Talk about a new fucking inside joke being made every day. Had to keep up with that shit. It was the best too, and you didn't know what it meant for everybody, because, you know, ABC come through. Tell Butterballs I said so. I will. Butterballs. I love how that all comes from weed being in a jar of Motrin. That literally comes from playing basketball with Remick and a pill jar filled with marijuana. That was the origins. We may never forget. We can't forget, guys. The Windsor days. All right, there's the path. I still didn't send the fence up there, though. Cormier in the chat? What the hell? Let's go. Yo, still get in here. Alright, let's go. Let's do it. I'm visiting the end 2 weeks coming up in Rhode Island, so I don't know like what y'all are doing, because I know everyone has their own fucking family shit, but if there's some sort of year that happens, let me know, because definitely would be great to see y'all. Have a couple brewskis, a couple Narragansetts, you know, there's no Narragansetts down here. It's all Yingling and local craft IPA, which is fine. I've gotten used to it. I don't even know if I like Narragansett anymore. Is Narragansett even good? I feel like it was just like some cheap ass beer I got when I was like early 20s. Okay, watercolors. Literally, like the water color, not the paint. Oh, I think it's gonna be a mixture of the sky color and something else. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. No, it's not. Whalers rise, get here. Hell yeah. Oh, you know what? You guys remind me. You know who was in chat earlier? Fucking Mike Wheeler jumped in chat earlier on YouTube. I'm not even kidding. and I know you guys remember the basketball shot we had named after him. It was like, oh, he did a wheeler. When it would like bounce on the rim like 29 times before it goes in. I know you guys remember that shit. God, this turned out to be a nostalgic fucking stream. Holy shit. Yeah, fucking Mike Wheeler. I'm not even kidding. Apparently he moved to California and Arizona, and now he's back. But he moved when we were all like in 11th grade or something. He said the last time he saw me was 2009. Be right back. Word. All right, we're going at the home stretch. I don't know if this is gonna look right. I feel like I should go like cerulean blue, just cause like, or add a little in there. Make it pop more. I'm just gonna roll with this. I don't even care, bro. Just gotta be more saturated. Might look a little out of the element. Okay. Here goes nothing. I just gotta remind myself. It's not scary. It'll dry darker. I mean lighter. The other way around. And in the same way I've been coloring in the other shit, I gotta just stay in the lines here to maintain the style. Kind of pick a groove, something like that. It's kind of as saturated as I wanted it, so that's chill. It didn't burn the shit out of me. Yo, can you hit me with a happy little tree on that hill? Just a happy little guy. Where you want, bro? Like up here? Where do you need the happy tree, bro? I'll toss in a little happy tree. Actually, I decided this whole spiral needs to be blue. I'm gonna finish the water first, just because I got my colors going, but I think I can make it happen. I was thinking before the VIP gate. Like here. This section. VIP trees. Happy little VIP trees, bro. Oh, yep, this rock. I gotta color that rock. Wow. Did not expect Gloucester crew in chat. That's some OG shit right there. Steph and a cow. Yeah, you and your cows. Oh yeah, all right, confirmed. Try to plop it in there without ruining the entire drawing, just for Tom. Just gotta follow, like, wherever this blue wants to go. It's not up to me. It's up to the blue. That's the thing with watercolor. It pretty much just says fuck you, do whatever you want it to do. So you have to kind of like trick watercolor into doing what you want it to do. Something like that. I don't know. Now I just need like a different shade of the blue. Two cows, because the first one will be lonely. Gotcha. They're gonna be tiny, but they'll be implied. Y'all and your cows and trees. Do these cows have magnetic hoofs, Steph? So a little too much of the same color. I think I'm gonna have to try again here. Well, that stayed dark over there, didn't it? Weird. Do the moo moo. I mean, I guess it's kind of like one of those places, isn't it? Farm about it. Castle Farm. I don't know, maybe I can do like a green. Trying to figure out this other blue right now. Nah. It's just gonna be like more ultramarine, bro. Sometimes the color is evasive like that. Doesn't want you to find it. Maybe now I add some green or something. Holy shit, green is powerful. It just destroyed everything. Try this. Alright. Watch it just be the same blue. Ah, my hand is so damn shaky. If it ends up being the same blue, then I'll just make it darker. We also had jams earlier, guys. Sorry, it's like quiet in my voice. My stream got muted on YouTube because apparently I used like copyrighted song. So I had to go silent rather than like stopping the stream and restarting it, you know. I guess that's okay. I should have waited a little longer because it was a little too wet there. But we're in it to win it now. It's the blue that I'm using. And that will forever be. I just spit beer in my own face. Holy shit, green is powerful. Destroyed everything. It did. My whole palette's green now. I like put too much. Did you notice it's called John Gable Blue? Just get John Gable Blue on there. It's not dark enough, damn it. Just gonna send it with the dark blue. Ruin the whole thing. I guess as long as it's like blending a little bit, I don't give a shit. The bluest. Yes. Congrats, you've received 100 messages today. Oh, sick. Thanks to you guys. I don't know. That's where that blue spiral can end. And then another one will do this. Because it doesn't really matter. It's blue enough. And now I just need to get this sandy color again. Because I reserved this for the shore color. Well, that wasn't that brown, was it? I feel like with watercolor, it's like it's easy to be too saturated or too undersaturated. It's hard to find the sweet spot in the middle. It's easy to overshoot either way. Just picture there'd be like a little sand threshold before the water. Something. And that rock. Gloomy Sunday on a Friday. Looking amazing, pal. Off for the night. Talk soon. Thanks so much for chilling, Don. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoy bowling tonight. Good luck. May you get all strikes. 10 strikes. This rock needed attention. It's gone too long. Okay. Shade that in. Okay. So here's the thing, guys. It's watercolor. Adding a cow over the grass. So I might have to get the gouache out. Let me see. We'll do the final touch, cow. Turkeys for dinner. No. Luckily, it was just water. Safe. So I want to bring these white edges, kind of smudge them a little bit. Because they weren't intentional. Like this shit right here wasn't intentional. Alright. I just gotta get this little fence here. There's gonna be way too much water on that bitch, I already know it. It just can't be pure white. Because the fence isn't a light bulb, you know? Fucking cow, huh? Let's see, how big would a cow be over here? It'd be like usually got like super low hanging bellies, right? I mean, hell, from this distance, it could be a fucking anything. Could be a dog. But you can humor it, you know, by making it a white cow. But you're right, it does need a cow friend. You know what is this? Cow friend. Smaller cow. And because of the perspective, Tom, my compromise is the trees are gonna have to go here, man. They're happy though, I promise. Like, they're happy trees. There'll be a few here. You know what I'm saying? They're happy as fuck though. Like, don't worry. Now I feel like there's gonna be one like right here. Like, they're getting all the water they need, everything. Like, wicked happy. Like the happiest fucking tree. They even have friends too, like, for extra happiness. Alright. Now I gotta let that ink dry a little bit. I feel like it's still like too few many cows. Like, there's like a couple more. Like one more cow right here. Shit. I gotta think of my fucking cow anatomy over here. Wicked detailed cow anatomy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can see the entire nervous system from that distance and muscle structure. It's fucking crazy. Oh, what are we on? 3 hours and 20 minutes? Not bad. I like how much faster this style is. Let me tell you, compared to some of the other drawing of the days. Holy shit. Where did I put that old brown? That's what my palette looks like right now. Like, it's not all neat and shit. It's just like plant blobs everywhere. Plant blobs. Paint blobs. Alright. I think the brown I was using was here. That's the brown I want. That's the other dope part about watercolors. You can reactivate your colors on your palette if they don't stay wet. So hell yeah. The downfall of watercolor is it's not that durable. You have to like seal that shit up. One drop of water on that sitting too long and things ruin. But at the pro of it being so much better to work with. I pictured this bridge having wooden planks here. Yeah, green wrecked everything on my palette. Gonna mix a little bit of this weird, like, bluish green for some ground detail here. So it's not just one shade. Get a little more depth. Subtle shit, you know? Same thing over here, a little bit. It's like the lines are doing that too, like the pen lines, but it needs a little extra push, I think. This final tweak stage, you know, this can go forever. If you want it to. If you start having fun, then you can add too much. Like, I could go ahead and shadow this stuff a lot more. Just gotta make sure these trees aren't the same color as the grass. But that they're close, because they're very far away. So they're being affected by other colors more than their own. Let's see if I can get a little gouache. So gouache is sort of like paint that you can mix with watercolor that makes it more opaque. So like sometimes it's handy, like for example at this stage in the process where we wanted to add a cow, but we've already put green down, we can go over the green with some gouache. It's spelled weird, I think it's like Gouche, I believe. It just takes a while to like get going. I swear I ruin my brushes more than like mixing paint and activating it than I do like fucking painting with them. Okay. Let's see if this will make the cow white. Not quite. What I'm gonna have to do is get out the fresh gouache. Bring out the big guns, basically. Oh, I dropped my brush. Okay. That's the gouache. Couple apples in those happy little trees. Probably the closer ones, bro. I don't know if you'd see apples that far. I guess you would. I guess they'd be dots, right? I feel like they'd blend in with the leaves, but I have to wait till they dry anyway. Get a couple apple dots going on them. This shit though needs to go darker for sure. Because this is like a little space in the damn tree. Was a tad blue, you know, whatever. Sky is blue, so shadows will be blue. Just gotta carry it out. It'll blend with the green below it and chill out a little bit. I'm actually not ballsy enough with my blues when it comes to shadows. Some of the paintings I see out there, it's like taking a picture with your iPhone and then like going into the edit settings and jacking your saturation up like as high as it goes. And it's like it takes a skill to like manipulate saturation like that, I think. Trees not yet dry enough for the apples, but we're getting there. I'm ready for these cows now though. Let's see. Got my pure white. There we go. I don't want them to be like blinding white, but not green. I've never seen a green cow. Maybe another day. and then let that dry and put little black spots on them. Which I do have my trusty hair dryer in the other room, but I don't feel like getting it. So we're gonna be all natural drying today. All natural, baby. Everything's mixing on my palette now. I'm trying to get that gray I used back for my rock here. Today is no voice cancellation. Y'all get all the sound effects. Oh, I didn't mean to mix gouache into it. Oh well. Just be more careful about going over the lines. Because that is the thing. If you have gouache, it will go over your pen lines. Alright. Yeah, see, it went right over my pen lines, damn it. I'll just dab it off after I put it on. These are just a little too white over here. Nope. Oh, come on. Why is the paint disappearing, bruh? It's like fake paint. Swear to God. Making a little bit of a blue-gray here for my shadow inside this. It's just a little shadowless, if you know what I mean. A little two of the same color. And the light is coming from over here. So even though I'm not gonna like take this all the way and like full render shading account for every ray of light, it'll still just look a little bit more accurate to have the darker sides here. It is a little green, but I don't mind. There's a lot of blue in that green and your brain's picking up on it even though you can't see it. It's one of the hardest things that have taken me a long time with color is like knowing that I'm seeing something and it's influencing what I'm looking at, but I can't actually see it. Could even all just go darker, to be honest. Like especially under here. Starting to pop a little bit now. The cows. I don't know what it is. The cows always somehow make it into my fucking paintings because of you guys. Someone just jumps in and they're like, a cow. Like, not even like because it's a farm either. Like one of the ones is like a Star Wars space bar. there was a cow at the bar getting a drink because y'all were like, cow. So I had to like figure out, first of all, how to like draw a cow standing up, and then that's where the whole magnetic hoof thing came from, because you're like, well, how the fuck is it gonna hold a carton of milk? Certain like that. Something. And even I could do the same on some of these bushes. Like this. I'm not gonna do all the bushes. I just don't want them to be all the same color leaves, I guess. Which they aren't already, but I'm just varying them more. More water, honestly. All right. Pretty done right there. Don't want to have to go too much farther. I just gotta like get some of this gray going again for this one spot. Hope you all have enjoyed the stream. Appreciate you hopping in. It's great to catch y'all. Where was I? Here. Just was a little too light. Carry that through. Because I've gone and changed the color a little bit now. Give it a little cement texture. By like not allowing the brush strokes. It's actually more of a little bit of a dry brush technique. You come in with like it almost drying up completely, and it'll like give you a texture-y finish. Kind of massaging out some of these unnecessary white spots here. All right. This still didn't get as gray as I wanted it to. There we go. All right. And finally, get a little couple spots on these cows here. There we go. Now they're truly cows, Tom. I don't know if you're still there. But that's for you, bro. Oh, and the apples. Right. Apples. Well, they wouldn't be quite so red, but they would be shadows amongst the tree because of atmospheric perspective. So. Oops, I went and just put a big glob of water on my painting there. I just need to make sure it's just the right amount of paint, though. Scary. I should just have a smaller brush, but we've gone and done the entire painting with just this one, so. Oops. I've gone and rested my hand on the cow. Luckily, it wasn't a casualty. And there are your apples, Tom. You'll see them in a second. Check that out. They're there. You just gotta look closely. Tom's apples. Alright. A little bit of left behind bushery over here in the corner. And as much as I could add highlights, darken, make more contrast here and there, I'm going to leave it as it is. One, because I have to go cook dinner, and two, because I'm happy with it. It was my goal for today. And time to sign it. Where shall the signature go? I'll put it on this rock. It's kind of a centerpiece rock. I wanted that line to be a little bit more dark there. You know what? I'm not going to sign it on the drawing. Here's what we're going to do, because I forgot it's taped. It's peel the tape time. I'm going to do that first, then sign it on the margin. So, let's try not to zoom out a little bit here, because you can get the satisfaction of the picture frame. Oh yeah, it's been a while since we've done one like this. Normally I just kind of been drawing. There's just something that looks nice to me about having that that margin. Something neat about it. Just peel away. That one took a little paper with it, but it's bound to happen. Slow and steady with this one. This paper is pretty rugged, this watercolor paper, so it generally handles the tape, but you never know. Alright. Clean. Hell yeah. Oh, I love how that looks when it's nice and... Peel, peel, peel! I never did get around to making that peel emoji. It's a lot of work animating your own emojis and getting them through the approval process. Remember, it took like 2 weeks to get that Jokum face as one of the emojis on Twitch. It was absurd. There it is. Nice. That's satisfying. Hell yeah. Another one in the bag, guys. And there we have it. I don't know what it's called, but we got this little abandoned castle bridge thing. Definitely kind of got around the style I was looking for. A lot of things that I learned from this time and I will improve on next time. Like I was too liney in my bridge. Like the bridge is way too overly detailed, but I managed to get rid of my lines as it went out towards the background. All right, let me sign it. Where'd the pen go? There it is. The margin's nice though. It's like I almost don't want to put something in the margin. I'm so indecisive about this right now. I'm just gonna put it right over this bush. Changed my mind again. Alright. I'm gonna call it there. Thank you so much for hanging out. Good to see you, Gable, Tom, Cormier. I don't know if you're still here, but I hope you all have a wonderful night. You too, Stephanie. Good to see you. Good to see you, Don. You already left. Everyone else. And I don't know when I'll be streaming next, but I'm going to try to make it soon and more consistent again because I have more free time again. So, without further to say, enjoy the rest of your day and take care.